Welcome to another episode from the Critics Collective. I'm the Dad Panther, and today we are talking about a show that's just getting going in the first season. This is Southern Fried Rice. You can catch this on YouTube. I think there's another place, but you can catch this on YouTube. Look for the channel KeyTV Original or KeyTV. I believe it's Keke Palmer's actual channel. She's been doing everything from producing, directing, writing, and it's cool to see her in a different creative space. Now, with this one, I think she started this channel 3 or 4 years ago. So the idea of this show is you have a character who is going to a all black university and you're watching their experience on that. And with that being said, before we go ahead and kind of rate this, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Now, the full season isn't out yet. There are only 2 episodes in. Each episode is about 15 minutes. Why the conversation right now? Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we try a show, stick our toes in to see how it feels, and sometimes come back if it's worth coming back. But I was told to check this show out. Now, from what I've watched so far, the lows. The lows is the main character is an Asian person going to a historical black college. And that is the whole storyline of it. And there's nothing wrong with that story when you have the understanding of that this possibly came from a book that was written from someone based off a true story that had the same experience. It's not anything negative when you look at the fact that historical black universities, especially if you check the history of where those universities came from, that's interesting in its own. But they have a big demographic that a lot of shows and movies don't showcase. You have Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which is on Peacock. That's a drama that shows kind of one side of culture and classism kind of in there, even though it's not a historical black college. But the show This Is Us did a really good job with Randall. What it showcased was Randall living in a different neighborhood under a different type of culture, being there and watching how R&B came together, if you know what I'm talking about. And I think they missed that opportunity to tell that story, or at least have an understanding of that. And then you go on that story. I don't have a problem with that. The other thing is, I think a lot of people are going to see from this, they're going to see, well, the characters surrounding follow a bunch of stereotypes, like Tyler Perry stereotypes, and then some stereotypes that are just around. For instance, like the main secondary character, not even main, her best friend is pregnant with a kid and can't go to school and needs to take a year off. But really briefly, they tell you that she was AP, top of her class, all this other stuff. And you're saying that she couldn't go to college. There are a lot of people that go to college. Even if I just focus on the historical black colleges, there's a lot of women that go and they are pregnant or they've just had a kid. That's a part of the demographic that makes that university. There are people who are not black who go to these types of schools. There are people who come from a different income. There are people who are low income and they're coming to this and realizing people have money and can they deal with that? And people who have money finding out there's other people who are who have lived a different lifestyle. So the thing was there, and I felt like they missed the conversation. They missed to be able to have a show rooted in that, not in a negative way, not even in a lighting way, but a way that I feel like is more engaging and brings people over. The things I think they did well was the intro. I think the intro does a really good job of speaking to what that story is. But unfortunately, you miss it because the first time she starts talking, the actor who's Asian, it sounds like, I'm not going to say the other actor, but it sounds like the person is doing it in an impression of a person black, not from the culture. And I could be wrong. Maybe the person is from the culture, but I've heard some people in the comments saying, hey, if she was Blasian, which, someone who's black and Asian, then they can kind of understand it or get together with it. Or if she was the secondary character and the woman who was pregnant was the main character. And I feel like, especially with the stereotypes, within the first 15 minutes, each show's 15 minutes. So the first 2 episodes, it's almost every stereotype you can think about in the African-American community. So even the most recent episode was A Tribe Called Mess. And I was like, that's perfectly how you would, I think, sum this up. So if I had to rate it based off of just seeing it for just this time period, we like to rate from a 0 to a 5. I'm talking about on KeyTV on YouTube. It's a new show called Southern Fried Rice. I don't know if I'm going to get back into this show and finish it, but I believe a lot of people are watching it and you should check it out. I'm going to say that this show, as of right now, it's average. It's not bad, but I'm really impressed on the camera angles, the pacing, the acting. It's really good, especially looking at some other stuff that might be low budget. It's short. It could be a little bit longer and stay under that 30 minutes. Maybe if they get, more traction, that'll happen. I would say just tell the stories that need to be told there. Whether you try to make it salacious or not, but to start with that, but not tell your viewers where it came from. Like, I understand it. I'm like, oh, they're doing it from this person. True story. It's a book. And them not doing it, I think, was a disservice. So could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. And I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, Daddy loves you.